Okay, so I just made this tweet, the best comeback albums of all time. First up, Mariah Carey, The Emancipation Mimi, and second up, Tina Turner, Private Dancer. Now, why did I pick these particular albums? So, to me, a comeback album is basically when you're written off by the general public, critics, like everyone thinks that your career is toast, and you come back with something that revitalizes your career. You have commercial success, critical acclaim, and sold out shows and all those things, and these both fit the categories pretty well. Now, what was happening with Mariah basically is that she had released her Glitter album. It didn't do how she had hoped. Tommy Mottola really did everything that he could to basically ruin it. And so this basically includes her song Loverboy, which she had cleared a sample, Firecracker from Yellow Magic Orchestra, I'm pretty sure. Then he finds that out, boom, go gives it to J-Lo. And then they used that for her song I'm Real, I'm sure. And then also she had worked with like Ja Rule, and then what does he do? Go get J-Lo to do that. Like, he did everything that he could to sabotage her and the movie. It was through Sony somehow, so he basically did everything that he could to change the script of the movie. Yeah, the era was just really tough for her as well, going through that. And then also her label was literally working her to death. She was signed to $100 million contract, so they were just trying to squeeze everything out of her. And yeah, she just really went through a lot of the time with like her mental health and things. And yeah, it was a lot for her, basically, to sum it up very, very lightly. And then after that, she releases her album Charm Bracelet. Again, didn't perform to her standards. I think it was like number 3 on Billboard, over 200,000 the first week, I'm pretty sure. And Glitter didn't flop overall if you actually look at it, but for her standards, whatever. I think it was like the 7th best soundtrack that year in terms of sales. But back to Charm Bracelet. So Through the Rain stalls at number 81 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Boy I Need You doesn't do what they had hoped. And yeah, everyone just kind of thought that she was done. Like, if you look at her interviews during that time, like, I feel like they were just like kind of unnecessarily harsh on her and everything, and just very critical. She got a lot of hate for her whisper singing on the album, and the album was great, by the way, but it just didn't really get what it deserved at that time. So then in 2005, we get It's Like That as the official first single for the album. She does We Belong Together, which was at number 1 for 14 weeks. She even blocked Shake It Off from being number 1 with We Belong Together. That's how big of a hit that was. And so The Emancipation of Mimi actually was the best-selling album in the United States in 2005. Millions of copies sold for that album. And yeah, really revitalized her. She got 3 Grammys for the album. Didn't televise them because of racism, which is a whole other tangent. But she also gave a performance of Fly Like a Bird and We Belong Together, which is definitely one of their best performances of all time. She had the Adventures Mimi tour, which was very successful, and she really was back on top of the world after this, and she would capitalize on this album with Equals MC Squared shortly after. She would get another number 1 hit and Touch My Body, her 18th number 1 hit. And she would also get another number 1 hit overall with All I Want for Christmas Is You 2019, which is a diamond Christmas song. So yeah, she had a lot of success beforehand, with Daydream and her debut and, other albums like that. And then, everything that happened with Glitter and Charm Bracelet, like I told you guys, and then the comeback in this way. Oh, it was just something that was history for sure, really revitalized her. Now, with Tina Turner, she went through a lot after divorcing Ike and everything, getting her name back, like her reputation in the media. She just like got a lot of scrutiny, and a lot of people questioned like, oh, is she going to be able to do it without him, and like all those different things regarding what she went through with him. So I think that was one thing. And then she was just really struggling on the music side, basically to kind of make the music that she wanted, and also music that would be successful. I'm pretty sure she had a few albums before this, but they didn't really do much commercially. So then basically she gets signed to Capitol Records, and they convince her to record What's Love Got to Do With It, which was a smash hit. I believe this album has sold like 20 million copies, but again, really revitalized her career. She was a lot more popular in like Europe, so she opted to perform there, selling out a bunch of stadiums, and definitely one of the greatest albums of all time for sure. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your favorite comeback albums of all time? What are your favorite songs on these 2 respective albums? So for myself, I really quite love Shake It Off. I think that that's a great Mariah song. I love Circles. I love Fly Like a Bird, of course. So those are some of my favorites on that album. Off of Tina Turner's album, I of course love What's Love Got to Do With It. I Can't Stand the Rain. I love Private Dancer. I like her cover of 1984. So let me know your thoughts on all this down below in the comments, but a really interesting topic that I thought would be fun to talk about.